last page, and this is a lot of graphing, so this whole page is over standard form. And remember, for these first two problems, x equals 4 and y equals -5, remember Hoy Bucks. This is just a little tool that I think helps me. So this right here means that if it's an x equals problem, it's going to be a vertical line. If it's a y equals problem, it's going to be a horizontal line. So this first one says x equals 4. Well, x equals is going to be a vertical line. So to graph our vertical line, first we're going to go to where x equals 4. So x equals 4 right here. So that's where I'm going to put my first point. And then I don't want it to be a horizontal line, or it's going to be right on top of that x-axis. That's not what we want. So we are going to draw a vertical line. So everywhere on this line, x equals 4. That's the cool thing. So like here, it's 4, -4. Up here, it's 4, 3. Up here, it's 4, 1. Down here, it's 4, -3. So each point on that line has an x of 4. That's why the line is called x equals 4. All right, but down here we get to our standard form problems, okay? And standard form, the easiest way to graph using standard form is to graph finding the x-intercepts and the y-intercepts. So remember, your x-intercept happens when y is 0. And your y-intercept happens when x is 0. So that's how I always start, is by finding my x-intercept and my y-intercept. So if y is 0 right here, we have 2 times 0, which is 0. So that's when we bring in the cover-up method. We can just cover up 2y. If we're trying to find the x-intercept, we're going to cover up 2y. And then we get what looks like 3x equals 12. So if we're solving this equation, 3x equals 12, we divide both sides by 3. So x, or our x-intercept, is 4. So 4, 0 is your first point on your graph. We're going to graph that right there on the x-axis because it's our x-intercept. All right, now our y-intercept occurs when y is 0. So if we were to plug in, sorry, I messed that up. The y-intercept occurs when x is 0. So we would plug in a 0 for x. So, or we can just cover up our x. So we have 2y equals 12. Well, if we were to solve that equation, we would divide both sides by 2 and get y equals 6. So our y-intercept is 0, 6. Be very careful with these problems. Notice that we get 2 distinct points. We do not combine them to make one point. We have 0, 6, and 4, 0. Those are 2 separate points. We need 2 points because with 2 points we can draw our line. All right, we're going to do the exact same thing here for 27, and then I know you can do 26 and 28 on your own. So the first one, our x-intercept happens when y is 0. So we're going to cover up that y right there, and we get 5x equals 5. So if we divide both sides by 5, 5 divided by 5 is 1. I really hope you didn't say 0. If you have 5 cookies to divide between 5 friends, they each get 1. All right, so our x-intercept is 1, 0. For the y-intercept, we're going to cover up our x. Make sure you don't cover up the sign in front of your variable when you use the cover-up method, so that negative sign stays there. So we have negative y equals 5. So if it helps, put a -1 in front of there because we know 1 is our invisible coefficient. So y is not by itself right now. We need to get y to be by itself. So because there's a negative in front, we need to divide by -1. And then we can get y equals 5 divided by -1 becomes a -5. So our y-intercept is 0, -5. So then we plot that point right there. We connect those dots. And we have a semi-straight line. Hopefully yours is a little straighter. All right, and I know that you can do these. Do not be alarmed if you get a fraction. It's allowed. You can get a fraction, and I'm confident that you can graph that one, okay? Notice I did not do your two of your word problems for you. I did not do one on the back side of this page, and I'm not going to do number 29. It's because I know that you can do those problems on your own. So read them and do them. All right, love you all.